Hey, what's up guys? So it is officially September, which means summer is almost over, and it's quite sad, but life goes on really. So for this video, this is going to be a summer wrap-up of all the books that I've read for the months of June, July, and August. And I did a video before the summer started of what I was going to be reading for the entire summer, and I said I was going to be reading a lot of the bigger books that I have, and that was kind of a fail, but sort of an accomplishment. I don't know. It's kind of half and half because I did read a lot of big books, but there was also a lot of books that I read that were part of a read along, like the Yearathon, and I did one book that was from the Booksplosion. But of course I had a busy month, so I did not read a lot of books, and of course reading the bigger books, it took a lot of my time, I guess. So, like I said, you're not going to see a lot in each of the months that I have read. So starting for the month of June, the first full week was the Yearathon week, and for the theme was Rick Riordan month. And I did a TBR video, of course, and I said I was going to be reading the first 3 books of the Percy Jackson series. See, I got them right here. The good news is that I actually finished all 3 books in that first week. So for The Lightning Thief, which is the first book, of course, I gave a 5 out of 5. I thought this was just a great introduction to the whole series, and I really love the whole Greek mythology thing. I thought the story, it really compelled me. Second book, of course, The Sea of Monsters, I gave a 4 out of 5. I thought this was, again, a great adventure story, and I loved it. I did kind of have problems with it, just a bit. And then the third book, of course, The Titan's Curse, which I also gave a 4 out of 5, but I will say that this was actually my least favorite of the series so far, because reading it just felt the same to me, so, but I still gave it a 4 out of 5. I did thought, the storyline was pretty good. So for this next book, now, it was the beginning of my bigger book series, and of course this book was over 700 pages. And I actually started reading this in the end of May because it came out in the end of May. And this was very highly anticipated. And I really wanted to get started on it, but I couldn't because of the Yearathon, so I said I'll read this after. And that is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. I absolutely love this series. This is like one of my favorite YA fantasy, paranormal fantasy books. And to see this end was really, really sad, but I thought it was like about time it ended. And of course this is the 6th book, and I was really satisfied with how this ended. It wasn't really what I expected it to be, but still I was amazed by it and just couldn't put it down. I gave this a 5 out of 5, of course. And I know people, I love her Shadowhunting World books, and I know people say that she should start writing something else. I actually like that she is continuing with the Shadowhunting series because, she's writing 2 new companion trilogies. That's what I'm trying to say, and I actually look forward to that, and I can't wait to read, the different characters' point of view. But my favorite so far is the Infernal Devices. That is by far my favorite right now. So we'll see how it goes in when the books come out. Opening this for the first time, this Heavenly Fire, I really love the layout of this. It's really nice. I got this. Well, you can't see it because it's not there. Oops. There we go. I got it signed. Well, I received it signed. I got a signed copy of it. So for the next book, I decided that I wanted to kind of get into another read-along because this was actually part of a challenge that I was trying to get into for the year. And it was called The Summer of Spells, which is reading the Harry Potter series, rereading or reading or any type of Harry Potter series, I guess. And I only read one of them books for this summer, and that is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is the 3rd book. And this wasn't really my favorite part of the series, but I gave it a 4 out of 5. I still love this series, and I thought it was just a great adventure book, and I just can't wait to kind of continue with it. I haven't started the 4th book yet at all, so I'm pretty much failing right now as my challenges. So that is all for the month of June. Now we're on to July, which I read only 4 books. And again, one of them is a bigger book. So the first book I read, I do not have it with me because my mom is actually borrowing it, and that is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith. And as we know, Robert Galbraith is actually J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter, hello. I did a review on that, which I will leave a link down below if you guys want to check it out and see what my thoughts were on it. I love this book. I thought this was a great mystery book, and I highly recommend it if you guys love mystery. I give this a 5 out of 5, I believe. Yes. Definitely looking forward to the second book as well. Next up was the books that I read for the year-a-thon, and for the month of July, it was classics. And of course I did a TBR video of the classics, and I said I was going to read the 3 books of the Anne of Green Gables series. I only have the first 3, and this is actually one of my goals for this year as well. Sadly though, I only read the first 2 books. I did not read the Anne of Ireland, nor have I still read it yet. The first book, of course, is Anne of Green Gables. Of course, I love this classic story. If you guys have not read this, I highly recommend it to you guys if you enjoy classics. And I give this a 5 out of 5. Really, because I think I love the movie so much. And the second book is Anne of Avonlea, which was kind of different because, you know, the second movie is called Anne of Avonlea, but they actually combined the rest of the books into that movie. This is totally separate. So it was nice to know the new feeling of this book, I guess I would say. So I gave this a, what did I give? A 4 out of 5 on this one. So for this next book, I said I really need to get on reading this book. Of course, it's a big book, and that is A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin. This is the 5th book of the Song of Ice and Fire series, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 because I like it. And that is that. This is my favorite fantasy series ever. Hands down. I love it. A lot of surprising moments and a lot of unexpected. That's pretty much the same thing. And I'm totally in awe with that series. I cannot wait for Winds of Winter to come out. And I heard that's going to be coming out around springtime next year. That's what I read. I hope that is not misinformation. And lastly, for the month of August, I read a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 actually, which, well, the first book I actually started right at the end of July, but I finished this in August, and that is The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams Chima. This is the first book of the Heir Chronicles. I also did a review on this, in which I will leave a link down below if you guys want to check it out, what my thoughts were on it. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I thought this was a good introduction to the series as well. Of course, the series are companion novels, so you get different characters of the books. This one, of course, was a little slow paced for me, but I really enjoyed it, and I kind of recommend it. Of course, this was the book for the Book Explosion month of July. That's kind of why I read it. Now for the year-a-thon for that month, the theme was middle grade, and of course did another video on that, what is going to read, and that was finishing up the Percy Jackson series, The Battle of Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian. I both gave this a 5 out of 5. I thought this was a great end of the series. I thought The Battle of Labyrinth really upped after, reading The Titans Cursed, and I really enjoyed this. A lot of things happened in The Last Olympian, and I was sad to see it end. And I know there's I think it's a companion series, which is the Heroes of Olympus. And I do plan on reading that. So after reading the last of the 2 Percy Jackson, I read The Two Princes of Belmare by Gail Carson Levine. And I mentioned in my TBR video that I wanted to read this again because I didn't actually finish it the first time I read it. And reading this again, I kind of figured why I enjoyed it the first time, because I was in middle grade the first time I read this. Now that I'm almost 27, I can see why, you know, this is a middle grade. This is definitely for middle grade people. The dialogue, for me, I was just not really getting into. What the characters were saying, it was really kind of cheesy for me. And I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I did still like how the storyline was going, though, but still, I was just not enjoying it the second time around, and that kind of made me sad a little bit. The next book actually is not a book because I read what you call a manga. It's in a manga, and that's the first time I ever read a manga, but this is actually similar because the manga is actually Clockwork Angel, and I loved it, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 on that one. Of course, you won't see it anywhere because it is on my iPad. And last but not least, I just finished it right at the last day of August, and that is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I somewhat enjoyed it. I know it's not. I thought it was gonna be like one of my favorites for this year, I guess. I think I was anticipating too much about it. I did enjoy it, like I said, but I thought it was a little bit slow paced at some point. Like I said, I thought I was really hyped about it, and of course I got it signed and I met the author because he was in Appleton, and I really enjoyed it. And that was my first major author signing, so I'm happy about it. I gave this what did I give this? A 4.5 out of 5 stars. I do look forward in reading the second book, which is The Wise Man's Fear, I think it's called. Yes, Wise Man's Fear. I do have it. Alright, those are all the books that I read for this summer. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know by giving a thumbs up on this video. Let me know what your thoughts on the books that I have read and what you guys have read. How was your summer as well? Mine was okay. Of course, you know, starting September, I'm trying to get back into reading because after reading The Princess of Balmair, I just kind of went into a slump, so I didn't read The Name of the Wind until later in the month, but fortunately I finished it before the month ended. I don't know if I want to put it out there, but for the month of September, the 24th is actually going to be my birthday. I don't know whether I'm going to be doing a book shopping or anything, but I don't know, I just thought I wanted to let you guys know. Of course, as you're seeing this video, this just came up right at the end of the week. So you might have known that I did not do a TBR video for the year-a-thon because I'm not going to be participating this month because I just want to read books that I have on my shelf right now. I just want to really get back into my groove right now after doing this reading slump, so yeah. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye! Hey, what's up guys? So it is officially September, which means summer is why am I keep saying that? I absolutely love this. I thought this was a great ending to the whole mortal get on it, and that is Dance of Dragons by George R. R. This box set of the Air Chronicles, they really suck at getting the books out. This entire summer, it's been totally nice weather. No rain, well, barely. And barely any humidity. And at the end of August, the humidity kicks in. Ugh.